Now, this is a very interesting statistic. Only 2% of people will take the stairs that are situated next to an escalator. And be honest, because I know you're entertaining it. What would you have taken without even thinking about it? The stairs or the escalator? Are you in the 98% of people who just want to take the easy route to be comfortable? Or are you in the 2% of people who value and take on the challenge of being uncomfortable with something like the stairs? But you can see that 2% in subways and undergrounds marching up the stairs no matter how far they have to go. But why does it even matter? Where am I even going with this? And why should you even listen to this mindset shifting boost of a mini episode? Well, we are nearing the end of the year and we're going to be soon skipping into 2024. And for it to be your best year yet, you're going to need a change in mindset, as be honest, sticking to being in the 98% can sabotage your chances of success. So welcome to the Mindset Change Podcast, and I'm not only your host, Paul Sheppard, but I'm also your mindset coach, and I love coaching people all around the world online into breaking free from their limiting beliefs that are holding them back, breaking free from anxiety so they can move towards anxiety freedom, so they can begin to make their dreams become more of a reality. Let me read you this powerful quote that I found recently that sums up this whole episode very nicely. I think the reward for conformity is that everyone likes you except yourself. Rita Mae Brown. Ouch, let that sink in a moment. Being in the 2% is a mindset to invest in, to cultivate and grow so you can flourish and thrive like never before. Life is so much more exciting, fun, and full of abundance when you move from the 98% into the 2%. And I get to see clients make that leap every week because they know deep down that conforming to the 98% is why they have felt stuck, anxious, feeling low, and not liking themselves. So let's be really honest here. The reality is that most of you listening to this episode know you are in the 98% of people who would have taken the stairs without thinking about it. And there is no shame in that. No one has to make the jump to the 2%. And I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I am here to help and inspire anyone who wants to explore making that leap. Now, some of you might be in the 2% in various areas of your life. Maybe you are in the 2% in your business because you are a real risk taker and go-getter, but tend to be in the 98% when it comes to your health or relationships. And if you want to begin moving into the 2% where it matters the most in your life, then start right now with this episode. Subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already, so you get notified when the next episode is out, so you can help carry on your progress. Our minds are super crafty, by the way, and will do anything at times to get us back into those familiar comfort zones because it believes that is in our best interest. And I have to point out that that is likely to be an out-of-date program that just needs upgrading. And who doesn't love an upgrade? Now, I just want to say a big thank you to the person that inspired this episode, Michael Easter, the author of the brilliant books, The Comfort Crisis and Scarcity Brain, who I'd love to have as a guest here so we could dive deeper into these subjects. Now let's get something straight about the 98%. As I said earlier, there is no shame. So why do we more often than not take the easy route? Well, there may be an evolutionary answer to this. And there's one theory which seems to suggest that we evolved in quite tough environments which could demand a lot from us physically and mentally. So our brains would naturally be drawn to the easy route, something that would be more comfortable because that's where we could recover and recharge for the next challenges we faced in what was our normal life. So taking the easy route was our evolutionary advantage. But times have changed. Look at how easy we have made our lives in general. Now I'm saying this into a microphone in a lovely large home by the sea. It's warm and cozy in my office, There's a lovely mint tea to sip on whilst I record. I'm unlikely to be fighting for survival today. No guarantee, but it is unlikely. I didn't have to make a fire. I didn't have to hunt for my breakfast this morning. In fact, my food for today, I can literally just tap and swipe and it could be here within around 30 minutes. I don't even have to commute to work. My amazing clients will be coming online to transform their mindset and lives later today. I just click Zoom and there we go. Now I could go on and on about how easy our lives are compared to our ancestors, but I know you get the picture. But we do face a new threat from our obsession with focusing on taking the easy route, being as comfortable as possible. And the comfort obsession is leading people to making life far too sedentary and too monotonous. They are making themselves physically sick, anxious, they are losing resilience, feeling overwhelmed, low and unhappy. Does that sound familiar? Because it certainly wasn't what comfort was supposed to bring into our lives. And if you watched the documentary, it's a brilliant documentary on Netflix called Live to 100, Secrets of the Blue Zones, you will see the stark contrast between cultures which live for a long time and those that struggle and have a lower life quality and life expectancy. It's clear that the West's obsession with comfort can be deadly. It's a dream killer which can steal so much from your life. Now the biggest loss though is not just the longevity, it's your creative, wild, adventurous, free-spirited self which takes risks to become more accomplished, happier, healthier and wealthier in life. That's the true loss. And you know what, it's sad to see, and it's everywhere, but social media is full of teens and adults talking about their struggles with life as they have low resilience levels due to being brought up in a society that valued their comfort more than building their resilience. Even worse is how they are turning to medication from the pharmaceuticals to cope, as well as self-medication with food, drugs, drink, escapism into screens, etc., because they don't know how to deal with their emotions and stress that come from difficult situations. Their nervous systems are completely dysregulated, which makes them feel anxious. And you know what? It's not their fault. It's no one's fault. Let's not promote a victim mindset here, but let's talk about what you and they can do instead of being distracted by the blame game. It's really, really clear we need to choose pursuits which challenge us, which put us outside our comfort zones and help us grow strong roots and foundations so we can handle life when it gets tough, like the weather. And if you are thinking that you are stressed out enough due to being overly busy and that this doesn't apply to you, then I suggest thinking again. Because maybe for you, being stuck on that productivity trap is your comfort zone. Well, actually, we say comfort, but it's not that comfortable, is it? But it's just very familiar. And maybe one challenge for you is to break free from that productivity trap and learn to rest and recover without the guilt, without the shame, without the idea that you should be doing something else. Maybe it's time to take on the real challenges in life that help you create a life you truly want and not the one you are settling for and self-medicated to numb the pain and fill the void that you feel deep inside because you are unfulfilled. One thing I know about stress and anxiety is that your mind, body and spirit will use it as a messenger to keep knocking at your door because something in your life is unsustainable. And if you're not living a life true to you, then that knocking will just get louder and louder. And I know that from personal experience. I did everything I could to ignore that knocking, and it just made me sick. So when I finally began to listen and take seriously what my mind, body and spirit are asking of me, my anxiety began to die right down. My mental health improved immensely. So let me ask you straight, how boring have you and your life become from making it too comfortable and too familiar? Let's take this a stage further. I want you to imagine for a moment a future you in 5 years' time on the same trajectory, living a life very similar to the life that you're living now, that's become too comfortable. See if you can get a sense of how they look. What's your future self struggling with still? How does it feel to see them suffer the consequences of a life that was simply too comfortable? What would they ask you to do differently right now, here in this present time, if they could get a message to you? And would you? If you're thinking to yourself, right, okay, good, it's time for me to be in the 2% more, but you're a little bit stuck on what you could be doing, then I have some suggestions for you. But remember, this is your own personal journey to finding out what you really want in life, but also what would help challenge you. But in general, the 2% are more likely to value their health, their energy, and their mindset growth. And they do it with some of these types of challenging activities. So they exercise the body in the gym, they run, they do yoga, they exercise the mind with meditation, mindfulness. They challenge old limiting beliefs and create more helpful new ones. They get coaching, they get help. They do cold water showers, swimming. They love learning new things. And they spend time trying to find out who they are and what they really want in life. They take risks with life and begin to go for it because they have a healthy relationship with failure. They love problem solving. They love their creativity. And they begin to care a lot less what the wrong people think about them. Now imagine that for a life where there's no rejection, no worries about what the wrong people think about you. You're just going for it to see what happens, which is my favorite tagline, to be honest, my mantra. I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to do this just to see what happens. So make a list of what you believe could help you become more healthier, resilient, and increase your chances of success in life. And what would be the easiest step to take today? Could you take that step? Would you take that step? I dare you to take that step. Or you can stay with the 98% and carry on as you are. That is your choice, and there's no shame in that at all. Now, if you would love some help in coaching your mindset to help you work out what you truly want in life, break through those limiting beliefs that are holding you back, or finally take steps towards anxiety freedom, do reach out via my contact details in the show notes. You can scroll down and click the contact links. And if you've not yet checked out my social media videos, including that mindset hack, which I believe has reached over 13 million views across various platforms, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Mindset Change UK. I'm going to take a little break over Christmas just to give myself that refresh and restart to begin 2024 the way I want to, and I'm going to be announcing a competition at the start of 2024, so keep an eye out for those details. You really don't want to miss out. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with anyone you think could benefit. Leave me a review and let me know your thoughts. Did you know that you can do that very easily with each episode in Spotify now? I want to say a huge heartfelt thanks for supporting the show and spending your time and energy with me. I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode. Have the most incredible day.